corner here for a second. Meg, you told me you were pregnant last week, and Dr. Samuel says she told you this week. Why would you lie to me about something like that?
I didn't lie. I took a home pregnancy test, and it came out positive. I was so scared I didn't know what to do, so I decided I had to find out if it was right or not, so I got an appointment with Dr. Samuels for a blood test.
Well, I'm going to make another appointment with Dr. Samuels, and you and I are going to go there.
Why? What difference does that make? I'm still going to be pregnant. You're still going to be the father. You're not trying to back out of it, are you? You said we were going to go to New York and that we were going to get married until the baby was born. You're not trying to
back out of anything. I have a number of questions to ask Dr. Samuels, and she's not going to answer me unless you come with me. We're not going to go anywhere until I get these questions answered.
We're not going to go anywhere. You promised me.
Maybe we're going to have to be first one.
What's going on with those two?
Oh, no, Dusty doesn't look too happy, though.
Come on, let's go get a cup of coffee, okay?
Okay.
First,
Dusty,
doctor.
If you want to talk about this, I'll be in the cafeteria. Bye.
You know, I wish you were as smart as Holden was.
Meaning what?
Lily and Holden have been sleeping together all summer, and he didn't get her pregnant.
Sierra, I know it must feel a little bit strange to be told 1 week that you're not pregnant and then the next week that you are. But when a blood test is performed this early in pregnancy, occasionally errors do occur. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Oh. I'm on my way. I'm terribly sorry, but this is an emergency. Look, I'll be happy to schedule a time when we can talk some more.
That won't be necessary, but thank you, Dr. Samuels.
Well, why don't you stop and see my secretary on the way out? She'll set up the standard series of appointments for you.
Okay.
Oh, congratulations.
What am I going to do, Betsy?
Well, you have to tell Craig he's the father.
I can't do that. See, what I didn't tell you before was when I walked into Iva's room and he was at her bedside, he was kissing her.
Oh, Sierra. Look, he loves you. And when he finds out that that baby is his...
Yeah, well, I can't tell him that. Because, Betsy, right now, I don't think he knows what he really feels or what he really wants, and I don't want to add to his confusion, not by telling him this.
What will you do?
Wait, I guess. Until the doctors know what Iva's condition is, then I don't think Craig's going to really know what he's feeling, what he really wants. So I'll just wait. In the meantime, I'll pray that Tonio doesn't find out I'm pregnant. Because if he does find out, he will do everything in his power to stop this divorce.
John, you want me? You want me to pay Iva Snyder's medical bills? Why? Isn't she covered by Andropolis Construction anyhow?
Well, it's fine if she is covered by that insurance policy, but if she isn't, she's going to be in the hospital for a long time, and the Snyders can't afford bills like that.
Isn't that their problem?
Well, you were so generous with Uncle Henry.
Yes, I was generous because you blackmailed me. That's why I was generous. You said you were going to tell Lily that she was adopted. What's the matter with you? Am I a bottomless pit? If Iva Snyder has medical bills that have to be paid, there are lots of charitable institutions.
The Snyders are proud people. They wouldn't like being treated like a charity case.
Then pay the bills yourself, John.
Oh!
Or better yet, tell them to sell their damn farm and pay their own bills like
There are some things that have no price tag on them. They love that farm. They'd be lost without it. Don't you understand? You know, you never understand anything unless it's in your own self-interest.
Why, John?
And I never understand
Why?
that I have to talk to you in terms that you understand. All right, so here it is.
Why?
You are going to pay the Snyder's medical bills, or else Lily and the rest of the world are going to find out that she is not your daughter.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Mr. Clean. For a clean so shiny you have to ask, is it wet or is it dry? And by Puritan Oil. More than cholesterol-free, Puritan is low in saturated fats.
John, you never changed, do you? You're still the same slimy, slick. You used Sierra last year to get what you wanted. Now you're using my daughter, Lily.
You hurt my feelings when you talked to me that way. I thought I did you a favor by breaking the two of them up. Are you sure you're not just jealous because Craig still wants her and he doesn't want you?
That is absurd. You want to know something? You want to tell Lily? You tell her. Go and tell her. I was going to tell her, but you tell her. That's good for you. It's good for me, because then I'll be rid of you, and I won't have to have this ugly obscenity.
Could we just cut the bluff here, you know? I know you're scared to death that that girl is going to find out the truth, so you do yourself a favor. You just pay these medical bills, and Lily will never know. All right? You'll be fine. Cheer up.
Why?
By the way, thanks. It's for the coffee.
Good morning, Dr. Dixon.
Oh, hello, Tony. How's Sierra? Is she still experiencing those dizzy spells?
No, she seemed fine today.
Well, you know, I could have sworn she was pregnant. Gee, if she was, I guess you'd be a pretty happy guy, huh?
Well, it's not going to do any good to sit around here worrying. Now that I know that I'm pregnant, I've just got to decide what's best for everyone.
Well, while you're trying to decide what's best for everyone else, just remember, Craig loves you very much.
Yeah. Well, he loves Iva, too. He hasn't left her bedside since she was brought to the
Well, he's a
hospital.
very loyal friend, Sierra. The doctors don't know if she's going to be paralyzed for the rest of her life. He's just trying to be there for her.
Right, exactly. And I think it runs a little deeper than...
No, look, Sierra, how long are you going to wait? I mean, sooner or later, he has to know that he's the father of his baby.
Maybe. But not now. It would be pretty unfair of me. If I told him now, he'd feel forced to make a decision, and that's wrong. Betsy, please don't tell him either.
All right. I won't.
Thanks.
I wish there was something I could do to help.
Yep, me too. Hi, Steve.
I'm sorry. Am I interrupting?
No. No, I was just leaving.
I'll call you. And call me.
All right, bye.
Hi.
Hi. Can we talk in here?
Yeah, I'm sure. Dr. Samuels left it. It'll be all right. It's private. So did you talk to the insurance company about the medical coverage?
Yeah.
And?
And it's lapsed. Well, because I forgot to mail the payment.
Well, did you explain to them?
Yeah, but, I mean, I explained, I pleaded, I begged, but they're just not going to cover Iva's hospital bill.
Oh, damn. I was afraid this was going to happen. What did the office downstairs say when they found out she wasn't covered? I mean, you did tell them, right?
Well, I didn't have to. They'd already called the insurance company, and they knew about it. I mean, Lila asked me the minute I came walking in.
Well, did you tell her that you'd covered the expenses personally?
No, I told them that I would get back to her, and,
Well, why? Why? Why didn't you tell her the truth?
because it's not it's not Lila's business, and I don't want her running to Craig with
She
it.
would never do that, Steve. Come on. All right, look. This is my problem, too. I'll help in any way I can.
Oh, well, you got $1 million stashed away.
I talked to Kim, all right? I explained the situation. She said...
No.
She offered to help
We
in any way
can't
she can.
accept your family's money.
Oh, well, great. Well, what about Iva, who's lying there expecting that insurance payment to cover her surgery? What about her?
You don't have to keep harping on that. You're trying to make me feel
Well,
worse?
I'm just trying to get through to you, that's all. Steve. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, we'll get through this. We'll find a solution, but we just got to stick together on this one, all right?
Holden and Lily did not sleep with each other. Why would you say something like that to me?
Because it's true, that's why.
I'm gonna go ask Lily because she doesn't lie to me about this.
She's only going to deny it just like Holden did.
So if they both deny it, how do you know it's true then?
Because I saw them lots of times. One time I walked in my own room and saw them. Twice I saw them out at the pond.
Okay, fine. I don't want to talk about it. Dr. Samuel said that she would see us this afternoon. So, are you gonna come with me or no?
Okay. But it's not going to change anything.
Okay, fine. I'll see you there then.
Look, please don't say anything to Holden about what I told you. You know his temper, and I really don't need a run-in with him right now, not in my condition. Look, Dusty, I know we're both upset because we're both feeling trapped right now. But in 7 months or so, after our baby is born and he has your name. We can get a divorce and you can pick up your life where it left off.
If there's anything left to pick up, sure.
Did you talk with Audrey Samuels?
Yes.
When did Dr. Samuels tell Meg that she was pregnant?
She told her last week.
Well, that just goes to prove that Meg has been
See,
lying.
it doesn't prove anything.
Meg told you that she's been pregnant for weeks.
Yes, because she took a home pregnancy test. She found out she was pregnant. She went to Dr. Samuels, and she verified it. That's the whole story.
You go into the grocery store, you buy a box of something, and you take it home and you give yourself a test.
Hold on a second. Dr. Samuels.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dusty. I can't speak to you now.
Well, okay, can Meg and I see you this afternoon if you have a spot open?
Yes, that's good. Just check with my secretary, all
Okay,
right?
thank you.
Listen, I'm very glad that you're taking my advice and you're not letting Meg railroad you
You're
into
trying to
something that
blame
you
it on
don't.
Meg again. You're always doing that.
Listen, what?
You know, also, there's another thing. You haven't been straight with Mrs. Steiner about this, and when she finds out you sent Meg out to New Mexico, I think you're going to have a lot of explaining to do.
Tom Hughes sure is sticking his neck out telling the Argus he's going to clean up the drug and prostitution ring if he's elected DA.
Yeah,
huh?
now that Tom's accused our illustrious DA of dragging his heels on this case, City Hall's really going to be putting the pressure on, and then Mac is going to be putting the pressure on us to get some answers fast. This is stale.
I know we need a break in this case, but how? Nobody on the street is talking. They're all too scared.
Danish, anyone?
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be on maternity leave.
Gosh, such warm greeting.
You're supposed to be knitting, resting, or helping your husband get elected DA. Now, what do you... Cherry? That's my favorite.
Well, we've been eating stale donuts from the supermarket. Things sure haven't been the same without you.
Oh, Nick, you know, sometimes you're absolutely delightful.
I am?
Yeah.
Nick, why don't you get us some fresh coffee, okay?
Oh, sure.
Milk for Martha.
Oh, right.
So go ahead. Be just like Nick. Admit it. You missed me.
All right, well, you know I do, but you better have a damn good reason for being here. What is it?
Actually, I have two good reasons. Do you remember the guy that Craig shared that cell with when he was moved to the main cell block at Jennersville?
The guy who gave him the false lead about the drugs coming into the prison laundry that night?
Yeah, and subsequently tried to kill him.
He had some weird nickname.
Jester?
Jester.
Yes. His real name is Jesse Toreno, and he told Craig that he had a buddy who was pushing drugs for the Falcons organization, and that when he got out of jail, he was going to go work for this guy.
So?
So, what if we get the okay to spring Jester early, you know, without him knowing he's being set up, and then we tail him day and night?
Until he leads us to his contact here in the Falcons organization. Very good, Hughes. You haven't lost your touch.
I think
And if your second reason is as good as your first for coming, I can't wait to hear it.
I went and saw Iva Snyder.
Oh, how is she?
She could be, permanently paralyzed. She went and visited Denise in jail, and Denise gave her a letter for you, and before she had a chance to deliver it, she had her accident. So here.
Ken, I do wish that you had not arranged for this interview with that Judith Clayton person. She gives me hot flashes. I've got enough of those.
Lisa, come on. Everything's going to be fine. She's got a wonderfully big audience. I'm anxious for Tom to get access to that. Oh, hello, Judith. Come
Hello,
in.
Mrs. Hughes. A pleasure to see you again. I'm so honored that you would grant me Tom's first real television interview. My guys just need a couple of minutes to set
Fine,
up.
please come in.
Are we doing it at the desk here?
Yeah, I think that'd be best.
Right, let me introduce you to Tom. Tom, this is Judith Clayton. Tom Hughes.
Judith, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, when I was covering Mrs. Hughes' trial, I never realized how handsome you are. The camera's going to love you.
And Lisa McCall and Earl Mitchell.
Oh, Mr. Mitchell, I have been dying to meet the man behind Lucinda Walsh's fabulous PR campaign.
Thank you.
You know, perhaps you and I could talk about doing an interview sometime down the road.
Excuse me, Judith.
Yes.
Lisa
Yes,
McCall
of course.
is
You work in
Tom's-
Barbara Ryan's boutique. I did a fabulous interview with her. Of course, she's so beautiful and such a talented designer.
Well, this beautiful, talented designer happens to be my partner at Fashions. And, you know, I also own Diana's. I'm a part owner of the Mona Lisa, and I'm also the major stockholder of the Oakdale Yacht Club. And most important of all, I'm this handsome, wonderful man's mother. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Tom, in this interview, I would really like to focus on the private Tom Hughes, you know, the man behind the public image. The fact that your wife is a detective at the Oakdale Police Department, that your grandfather was a prominent attorney.
That's
that
correct.
You're expecting a baby in late February.
Yes, that is true, Judith, but I really would like to focus on the issues.
Yes, of course. We'll cover all that at the end, if there's time. But
Excuse me, Judith. Since Tom entered this race so late, it's important for the voters to hear his views on the issues. So that's where we'll start. And then if there's time, feel free to discuss his personal life.
It's my boss.
All right. I also wanted to talk about Tom's defense of you in the most spectacular murder trial ever to hit Oakdale. Oh, by the way, how is your stepdaughter? I understand that she was an emotional wreck after that madness.
Frances is just fine, thank you. Fortunately, that's all over with.
Miss Clayton, I think it's important that we focus on Oakdale's future right now. Unfortunately, our present district attorney has not really dealt with the crisis facing the city.
You mean the drug ring?
Well, it's not just drugs. It's prostitution and every lousy byproduct of organized crime. A woman was killed. People have been threatened. Shannon O'Hara was kidnapped.
Juicy, I love
You excuse me for just a moment?
Excuse me, I've got some position papers here.
Yeah, Tom Hughes.
Don't be a fool like Brian McCall, Hughes. Remember what almost happened to your wife. Pull out of the campaign now, or the consequences could be deadly. Have a nice day.
Want me to drop you off at school on my way back to work or what?
No, I don't think I'm gonna go. I already missed my first 2 classes, and I'm so worried about Iva I wouldn't be able to concentrate. You're so strong.
Because Iva wants us to be.
Oh, what if Ivan ever walks again? No. No, I have to stop thinking like that. I have to be strong, too. I do. I just gotta keep thinking she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay.
Well, I was in the room and Craig walked in. So I think that's the best medicine she could have. She's gonna be fine.
Excuse me, can I speak to Lily for 1 second alone?
Yeah, I gotta get back to work. If you need anything, call me at the site, all right?
Hi.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything here.
You still planning on running away with Meg and marrying her?
Lily, yes, I am. We're just gonna stick around. We're gonna find out how Ida's doing. I know you've been trying to tell me that I'm making a mistake here, and I realize that. It's just ever since Meg's been pregnant, I've been in kind of a daze. I'm sorry.
Remember how we used to talk about the adults that we knew? How messed up their lives were? We swore to ourselves we'd never end up like that, and look at us. What's wrong?
It's just you also said that you're never gonna lie to me.
I've never lied to you.
Sometime over this summer, did you and Holden...
You're asking me the question. I think you're asking me. The answer is no. No.
See, I knew that. I thought that the
Why?
whole time. I thought that.
Did Meg say something to you? Did she?
Really, yes, she did. Just because she's pregnant, she's very upset, and also she's jealous of me.
I don't give a damn about Meg. I'm worried about you. Don't see she lies so easily. She lied to me about going to her friend's camp and said she went to see you in New Mexico. She's been lying to her family ever since she got back. Who knows? Maybe she's lying about the pregnancy, too, to trap you into marrying her.
I want to talk to you.
What? So you can lecture me some more? I used to think you cared about me. Boy, was I wrong.
I do care about you. Come here. That's why I don't want to see you ruin your life. And Dusty's.
You know, I made one mistake, and that one mistake was not to leave last night. I stuck around here to be sure that Iva was going to be all right, and she didn't even care if I was here.
What are you going to do after the baby's born, huh?
after Dusty divorces you? What kind of life you gonna have after that?
He's not going to divorce me. He's going to learn to love me.
Come here. When are you gonna start thinking about what you're doing?
It's too late, Holden. I'm trapped now.
Don't go anywhere, okay? We're gonna talk tonight. We'll work things out. I promise you. Don't go anywhere, you hear me? I gotta get back to work.
I want to talk to you, Meg.
I'm in a hurry.
This won't take very long. You know, your mother was rather upset yesterday. I didn't want to give her any bad news, but when she comes in to visit Ida today, I'm going to tell her everything. I'm going to tell her in my own way.
Dear Ms. Lawrence, this is a preliminary contract for the merger of Lawrence Industries and Wash Enterprises. There are 2 sets of agreements.
Well, there you are, son-in-law. Working away as usual.
You seem to be in better spirits.
Yes, I am. John Dixon left. Despicable man. Almost ruined my morning. Hearing about the Lawrence merger just almost makes my day. But it's funny.
What's funny?
You are funny. You are my son-in-law. You're my right hand. You're my lieutenant. And yet I have the feeling that I don't know you really at all.
I think you know me very well, Lucinda. I think you have since we first met. We both know what we want, and we both have Sierra's best interests at heart.
Yes. We care about Sierra.
As I was saying on page 3 of the agreement, you will find a second clause.
Have some breakfast with me, Tonio.
Lucinda, I'm not hungry and I should
Get an
finish this.
appetite, Tonio. I want to discuss certain things with you about Sierra. Oh, good, Matthew. There will be 2 for breakfast after all.
In the dining room?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Walsh residence. No, she's at breakfast. Right, I'll tell her. Bye. Oh, hi, Miss Arias. Hi. Your mother and your husband are in the dining room having breakfast. Shall I tell them you're here?
No, thank you. I'd prefer it if you didn't.
Very well.
Hi, Betsy, it's Sierra. Yeah, no, I'm at my mother's. Yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of thinking. And I've decided to ask my mother for a loan so that I can go to Europe for a while. Well, one of my good friends lives in Paris. I grew up with her in Montega. I'll stay with her. Well, I just want to give Craig some time to sort out his feelings. But until he does, I can't risk anyone in Oakdale finding out that I'm pregnant.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Dawn, the dishwashing liquid that takes the grease out of your way, and by Pringles potato chips, regular, light, rippled cheesums, and sour cream and onion. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. Part 2 of As the World Turns.
Yes, my wife is on leave from the Oakdale Police Department. We're expecting our first child at the end of February.
That's wonderful. Tom, I know my view
Is the matter with Tom? He was supposed to discuss his platform.
I know. I warned you about this Judith Clayton. I'll tell you, once her cameras get rolling, Dawn, you're at her mercy.
So if I'm elected, I'm going to make sure that organized crime is out of Oakdale for good.
Could you be a bit more specific?
Well, actually, in about a half an hour, I'm going to be delivering a speech to the League of Women Voters, and at that point, my entire platform will be very public knowledge.
Well, it seems I'm going to have to interview you again.
It'll be my pleasure, Judith.
Thank you, Tom. I've just been talking with Thomas Hughes, the Independent's late entry into the race for district attorney. With Mr. Hughes' energy, charisma, and excellent record as an attorney, it looks as if incumbent Bill Carey and opponent Edward Hamilton will have some strong opposition on November 4th. So until next time, I'm Judith Clayton. Thank you for joining me. How does it look, Pete?
Terrific, Judith. We'll have to check the tape, though.
Okay, good. It's a wrap. Thanks very much, Tom. It was great
sure
fun.
thing,
Excuse
Judith.
me a moment.
What happened? You didn't touch on the platform at all?
I know, I just thought it might be a good idea not to spill all the beans before I give my speech this afternoon.
Oh, darling, I thought you were
Mrs.
just...
Hughes, could I just
Thank
speak
you.
to you for a moment?
Thank you. Do you think you could find me a glass of water?
Mother can do anything.
Yeah.
Tom, that call you received just before the interview, that make you decide not to bring up the Falcon, right?
How did you know that?
The person threaten you?
Yeah, it was the guy with the raspy voice.
The same one who threatened Brian and arranged to kidnap Shannon.
Earl, I don't want to knuckle under to these guys, but during that phone call, all I could think about was my wife and my baby.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. But I'm not going to make a move until I talk to Margot. She and that baby could be in jeopardy right now.
You know, I don't understand this. When we first opened this Falcon case, we had so many strong leads, and now there is nothing. Zilch.
I know. Even the vice boys are having trouble turning anything up. Nobody is talking. They're just too scared.
I've seen this happen before. Boy, the Falcon must be really putting the pressure on us.
Hey, Nick. You. Mac wants to see you.
Hey, what did the lieutenant think of my idea?
He thought it was terrific. He's running it by the commissioner now.
Oh, right.
What idea?
Margot's idea is on the QT for the moment, Nick. If and when we implement it, you'll be informed. Mac is waiting.
Oh, right.
Thanks. What are you still doing here?
I thought maybe you'd want to talk about the letter I gave you from Denise.
Well, she didn't have much to say. She just had a check coming from Barbara, and she wanted me to pick it up and forward it to her parents.
That's all?
No, she wanted me to talk to Iva and Craig and tell them how guilty she feels about not coming forward earlier regarding Channing's murder.
If you would like, I can pass that message along for you.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
You look like you could use a hug. You okay?
Sometimes I think I'm not cut out for this job. I think I care too much.
Oh, that's what makes you a good cop. Don't you ever stop caring, and don't you shut yourself off. Somewhere out there is someone looking for a guy like you. Ah. And when she finds you, she's gonna be one hell of a lucky girl.
Sorry to interrupt, Margot, but your husband's on the phone.
Steve, now that you've let Iva's medical insurance lapse, we've got to come up with some way to pay her bills.
Steve, I'm glad I caught you.
What?
I just heard from Lila. She found out at the office that Iva Snyder's medical insurance has lapsed. How could you let that happen?
Because I'm stupid. Okay? Because I forgot to mail the payment and the coverage lapsed. Look, I already told them I am going to cover all of Iva's bills personally. You are? Yeah.
They could be astronomical, you know that. Listen, Steve, when I found out, I talked to Lucinda Walsh about this. I think I can get Lucinda Walsh to pick up all of Iva's bills.
No, wait, you told Mrs. Walsh about this?
Yeah.
I am trying to get her to give me the contract to complete construction on the tower so I will have the money to pay for Iva's bills.
I wouldn't worry too much about Lucinda Walsh. When Craig heard about it, boom, he went right through the roof.
That's what Philadelphia scrapple is.
Good morning.
Darling, good morning. How nice to see you. Matthew should have told me that you were in here.
Oh, I only just got here. Hello, Tonio.
Hello, Sierra. Are you feeling better?
Oh, much better. In fact, the internist that Dr. Samuels recommended gave me a prescription. I've been taking it, and it's working.
Good.
Good. I've been worried about you.
Oh, thank you. Tony, I don't mean to be rude, but I'd like to talk to my mother alone for a few minutes.
All right.
Who's the den?
I'll be in the den. Bye, Sierra.
Brilliant negotiator. He has just brought Corinne Lawrence into the fold.
I'm glad that you're pleased with his work. Mother, I hope you don't forget the promise you made that his job won't be affected by our relationship.
Sorry, I never forget my promises.
Good. The real reason why I wanted to talk to you for a minute was, well, I've been doing some thinking, and I've got this break coming up in school soon. I want to go to Europe. I just need some time to sort things out, and I have a friend from Montego who lives in Paris, so...
I think that is a brilliant idea.
You do?
Yes. I don't know about Paris, but never mind. I'll give you extra money. You go out and
No,
with
wait,
your friend
I don't
in
want
the
you to give me the money.
I
I'd like to
want
have
to.
it
It's a
alone.
gift. I think that's absolutely one. Does Tonio know?
No, he doesn't. Mother, I'd prefer it if he didn't find out where I'm going to be staying.
I see. What about Craig? Will he know where you're staying?
No, Craig won't know either. We both need this time apart to think. That's why I want to go.
Wonderful. Call my travel agent. Tell her to put it on the tab first class, all right? You're feeling better. You're going abroad. You're going to have fun, darling. That's good. I'm going to miss you, but...
Well, I'll miss you, too. I don't know how to thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Darling, you know, I really do. I do want what's best for you.
Thanks.
Mrs. Walsh?
Oh, hello, dear. Matthew said that you went to the hospital early this morning.
Yeah, I went to see Iva.
How is she? What did the doctor say?
Well, they're still trying the cortisone treatments, and if that doesn't work, then they will have to do surgery, so we're just keeping our fingers crossed.
You look very tired, dear.
I just had a lot on my mind. Actually, the reason I came by was to pack my suitcase. I'm going to be going away for a little while.
Oh, everybody's deserting the ship.
Well, I couldn't leave without saying thank you for all your hospitality and the house and the car and everything, really.
Dear, that sounds quite final.
Well, it could be.
Oh. Where are you going?
Well, I'll write you when I get there, and I'll explain everything, okay? I've really got to run. Bye. Hold it.
Lily! Over here!
Hey.
Hi. I didn't expect to see you here. Is Iva all right?
Yeah, I was fine. I just saw her after you left.
Well, how is she? How's she doing?
You know Iva. Joking around, pretending everything's okay. She even bawled me out for missing school.
Sounds like Iva. Guess what?
What?
I'm gonna be working for your mother soon. Be able to get rid of these dirty old clothes here. Put on a suit.
I don't know. I've gotten kind of used to you in those jeans and that hard hat. Don't change too much.
I won't.
Good. Look, there's something I want to tell you, and I don't want you to think that I'm putting Meg down, because I don't mean to put Meg down.
What is it?
Meg told Dusty we've been sleeping together all summer.
She said that? Sounds like something she'd say. She's just miserable because her whole life is in a shambles. So she wants everybody else's to be also. Did he believe her?
No. No, we didn't. Look, I didn't mean for you to get angry. I just wanted to say that I know, well, we've been attracted to each other, but we never let it get out of hand, and I saw what happened to Meg and Dusty, and I'm glad that you respect me so much. It means a lot to me.
Oh, hey, Lois.
Hi, Steve. I'm gonna let you two get back to work.
Okay, if I take 5 and walk you to a car, Steve?
Sure.
Thanks.
Hey, Steve. Frank just drove up.
Dusty. I'm sorry about getting emotional earlier. I'm just feeling a little trapped right now, okay?
Meg, why did you tell me that Lily and Holden were sleeping together this summer?
Because it's true.
No, it's not true, Meg, because I spoke to Lily about it.
Well, of course she denied it, so did Holden.
Lily doesn't lie to me.
You're still trying to get out of it, aren't you?
Meg, I'm not trying to get out of anything.
Fine. I've got my suitcase for Mrs. Walsh, and I'm leaving for New York right now. Are you coming with me or not?
Meg, I don't want to go anywhere until we've both spoken to Dr. Sanders because there's
Fine,
so
you
much that we
stay
can
and
learn
talk
from
to
her.
her, okay? I'm leaving.
What difference is a couple hours, Meg? She could tell us...
It's your whole attitude. You don't care about me or your baby.
Meg.
Look, I'm leaving, and you'll never have to see me again, okay?
Oh, Meg. Oh, I'm glad I found you two together. My next appointment's just been canceled. I can meet with you both now.
Tom, I'm pretty proud of you.
Hello.
Hi, darling.
What's wrong? Hi, Lisa. How are you? Kim, how did it go?
You would be so proud. He was just adorable. He really was. I mean, in spite of the fact it was that Clayton person that interviewed him.
He's going to be adorable at the League of Women Voters, too, assuming that we get there on time, pal. Half an hour, okay?
pal.
Even a candidate for public office is allowed 5 minutes alone with his wife, huh?
All righty. 5 minutes. 5. I have to get my hair done.
All right,
My hair.
we'll fix your mother's
Okay,
hair, and you can
fix
have
my
5
hair,
minutes.
and then
Let's
come on,
go.
girl, let's go.
All right, thank you.
Something's wrong. I know it. I can see it in your eyes. What is it?
Before I did the interview with Judith Clayton, I got a phone call.
Yeah?
It was the guy with the raspy voice.
What did he say?
That quote, "If I didn't pull out now, the consequences could be deadly." In half an hour, I'm supposed to deliver a speech to the League of Women Voters explaining my whole plan to rid this city of drugs. Now, I've got to decide here. Do I pull out or not? There's a decision to be made, and you are part of that decision.
There is no decision to be made. Your platform is too important. You're not going to back down 1 inch.
Margot, I'm worried about what might happen to you.
Come here. Thomas, in February, we're going to have a child. Do you want it to grow up being the victim of pushers and pimps?
Of course not. But if these creeps were willing to kidnap Shannon on the basis of Brian's editorials, what do you think they're going to do when I get up in public and say I will do everything in my power to expose and prosecute them?
That's exactly why you have to make this speech, Tom. Look, Brian took a great risk writing those editorials and those articles. He didn't have to do it. He's a private citizen. And I don't blame him one bit for backing down when Shannon was kidnapped. But Tom, you and I, we're public servants. We have a responsibility to every single citizen of Oakdale. Now, we're not going to let these people knuckle us under.
Honey, I understand that, but the...
No buts. No buts. No buts about it. Now, you're not to worry about us. Because we can take care of ourselves. You're going to go to that luncheon. And you're going to give them everything you've got to give. Okay? That's an order.
I love you so damn much.
I love you so damn much.
I told you before, this is a waste of time.
It's not a waste of time to me.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to check something with the lab.
Dr. Samuels.
Yes, Dusty.
There's a very good chance that Meg and I will be leaving for New York this evening. Is it possible you can recommend a physician for us when we get there?
Well, frankly, I think you should postpone your trip until tomorrow.
Why?
Well, Meg, it's very unusual, but it looks like the lab may have made an error. Now, I can't say for certain, but it's possible that they mixed up your test results with someone else's. You may not be pregnant after all.
Are you leaving, Lucinda?
Yes, I'm going to the hairdresser, and then I'm going to the hospital on business.
I saw Sierra drive away. I'd hoped to speak with her before she left.
You know, Tony, if you play your cards right, we might be able to save this marriage.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
And have the contract ready for me to sign when I come back.
I grew up with in Montego, lives in Paris now, so I'll stay with her for a while. I want to give Craig time to figure out what he really wants. Until he does, I can't risk anyone in Oakdale finding out that I'm pregnant.
Stay tuned for Capital. Next on most of these CBS stations. Shoes furnished by Daniel Evans, New York. Jewelry by Yves Saint Laurent.